Steffi Mujral with us today. Steffi has made history by scoring 8.5 bands, listening 9, reading 9, writing 7, and speaking 8 with an overall impressive score of 8.5. Over to Steffi. Steffi, tell us something about yourself.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm Steffi Mujral and I'm currently based in Melbourne, Australia. And I did my IELTS coaching with Nishant Sir's Academy, that's Webberz Academy, for 1 month. My major motive was to improve my writing score because I was a bit apprehensive that would I score the highest ones or not. So that was my major concern. And yeah, I'm currently applying for my Canadian permanent residency, and that's why I did my IELTS as well.
Which city do you belong to, Steffi?
I'm currently in Melbourne and I'm basically from Delhi, India.
Great. And from Delhi to Melbourne, how has been your journey?
It has been great. And I would say, I even if for people, because you are Punjab based, so I would say that I have also lived in Punjab for a fair bit of my time, as my parents are currently based in Punjab. That's Firozpur. It's a very small town. And yes, so it has been a great journey. I came here for studying my dream course. I've always wanted to study literature in English and study a creative writing course, which I was not getting any particular course in India. So I searched few courses worldwide and I liked this one in Melbourne. So I came here. Yes.
Steffi, it is very rare for an Indian to go to Australia and do the course that you're doing on English literature.
Yes, definitely.
Go from here, go for skill-based learning, but you went into literature and your passion. Like, why?
Yes. Yeah, it was quite, and I think, yeah, everybody kind of doubted that decision, but I still never doubted, because that is still my passion, and I love to write. I love writing scripts, and that's what I want to do in future for my whole life. So that was the only main goal, to learn the professionalism, how it really goes, because I was not getting any guidance back in India, and I have no connections, nobody's in English literature to guide me. So I thought this course would help me to at least have a step in the door and see how it all goes. Yes.
There's a major misconception amongst Indians here that there's a lot of discrimination in the courses which are in English in Australia or Canada or anywhere else in the world. Did you face any discrimination?
No, not really. It was definitely just the English literature course. So definitely no discrimination, I would say. If I was, I had scored a really, like, I have scored distinctions, higher distinctions in a lot of subjects as well. So I would not say it was because of discrimination or a non-discrimination point of view. And we had small classes, so it was really nice. It's not like some people go, I have a lot of friends coming in for accounting, for MBAs. So I see a lot of people going into those fields because it technically helps them in permanent residency, or even in like the jobs they want to do, definitely. But I didn't want that for me, so I didn't really go for that.
It is very rare for a woman of color to do a course which generally the whites do. And what preparatory things did you do? I'm talking about the psychological preparation which you had to do before joining this course.
Okay, so see, and I would say it might be amusing to you as well, because I didn't do my bachelor's in English. I did my bachelor's in economics.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, because I scored really well in 12th, not boasting, but yeah, just saying that I scored really well. And then I wanted to do English or economics, but everybody's like, parents are like, okay, economics is much better than English. You'll get better jobs, better opportunities. And I was fine with that as well. I liked economics as well. So I did my bachelor's in that from Delhi University. And then while doing that, I knew that this is not I can do for my whole life. So I knew that I can't work for corporates. That's not who I am eventually. So I wanted to do my own thing, and English literature or learning writing to do even as a part time, if I can do it, that's also great. If I do something as like to earn some money, and then slowly and steadily, maybe in next 5 years, if I can grow myself, because I know it's not like today you write something and tomorrow you are like a great novelist or a great script writer. It takes time. So I'm eventually working on that. And psychologically, I would not say it took a lot of toll. It didn't look took any toll on my, because there was nothing like no inhibition from my end, or no stories I could hear from other people doing this or not doing this, because nobody knew about this. How would it be? So it's just that I came here. I found few Indian friends as well. It's not like nobody was doing it. I have like still now I have few friends who did the same course like mine, and yeah, we enjoy. We even have like a poetry recitation thing coming up at a friend's house next month. So that's good to have like-minded people here. And yeah, I definitely enjoy that part of being here, and being able financially also. Right now I'm earning for myself, so that is also good, along with putting my effort, because here it's like if I'm working 9 to 5, I'm working 9 to 5. I'm not pushing it to 7 or pushing it to 8. Even if I'm pushing, I'm getting paid for that. So I really find it's like a balance that I can work it out in my writing and my professional life.
But if you're passionate about something and you get the job in that line, I think that's the best of both the
Yeah.
worlds.
Yes, it
Really
is.
amazing. I'm really impressed by the kind of passion and the way you followed it. Very, very nice. Let's talk about your IELTS now. Tell us something about your perfect score of 9 in listening. Some tips about listening.
Okay, so to be honest, I never really struggled, because I now I have stayed here for approximately 3.5 years, and I have a job where I speak with everybody, like every cultural person, Australian, American, on the calls. So I don't have any problem with the accents and stuff, but I would advise people to really maybe watch movies, watch a lot of maybe listen to Spotify podcasts, listen to whatever podcasts you like some people like to listen about health, some people like to listen about sports. Find your topics and listen to them, enjoy them. You'll also know the vocabulary of that section, and also you will understand different accents. And if you don't like news, no point of listening to news, because you'll be like struggling to listen to it. Don't listen to it. Listen to entertainment, listen radio, whatever you like. Just listen as much as you can. If you can't like read stuff, at least when you're working you can listen. It's quite easy. And while doing, because I gave computer based exam, I said I didn't have the like 10 minutes at the end. So I had to keep in mind that I have to keep checking my answers. I have to keep in mind that I'm attentive enough to, if I have to put any cap letters, or I have to like maybe they have blanks and all those tick mark questions, how to do them. So I did quite a bit of practice, like maybe one test a day I did eventually. I knew that I can struggle in maps, so I practiced them a lot. So if you know that there is some portion that you're not good at, it's better to like do more of that portion. I knew I'm okay with blanks. I knew I'm okay with the like the tick mark questions that they have, the pointer ones. I'm okay with that. I knew I struggled with maps, so I did like a lot of them. That's my best advice.
What about reading advice? That's another perfect nine.
Reading, yes, reading is more about just check your exam as well if you get time. I got a lot of time honestly, and I checked my exam thoroughly. I could have missed the first question. Did it wrong, but then when I checked it, I was okay with it. I could find this right heading for it. So it's a good tip that just thoroughly check your exam for sure. And make strategies, because I'll give you an example. I feel when I was doing a lot of practice tests, I found that there are certain questions like where you have to find it from one section only. Like you have certain sections and you have to find the answer from one section only. You knew how to do it. So you have to strategize how those questions work. So once you practice a lot, you get the hang of it, that okay, this is the kind of question. I know this is how my strategy works. Okay, this is how it will work. So I'll do this in the exam if this type of question works comes. So get familiarized with all the types of question. And if you want, I can say that okay, do single type of questions a lot. Like maybe in 1 week do same kind of question, so you get the hang of the type of question, and like next week do another type of question, and then try and like maybe on weekend or on a holiday you can do 2 or 3 tests all together to get the timing as well. But the type of question is very important.
Perfect. And did you struggle with speaking?
I did not. I think the lady who was taking the test was, because it was a video test only for me here, because that's how it was due to COVID. And so I did not struggle a lot. It was easy topic. I got where did you travel last? And it was a good memory for me because I just traveled last year. I could say that. And yeah, but because I'm not like a bit of planner, I would say, and I didn't focus much on speaking because I usually speak a lot every day. So maybe that's a bit of where I could maybe got a 9, I would say. I didn't push it, but yeah, it was not a struggle, I would say, because the questions she was asking, they were quite conversational, and I would advise people, do not cram up anything. It won't work. It will never work because they can pick up on anything and they can ask you another question. So it's more like what you feel, just express in English, and that only comes when you practice. If you're not doing it regularly.
Great. And what about your writing? Because that was a major problem that you had initially when you joined the course.
Sorry, the screen got stuck. Can you say that again?
I said, what about writing? You had to
Okay.
do a lot of polishing in your writing.
Yes.
Right? So
Yes,
what
definitely.
advice do you give with that?
Because last time when I gave my general exam, I didn't practice at all or anything, and I got like 6.5. I just gave it for my temporary residency, and I didn't had to have a good score in there. I just needed it for paperwork, so I did it. And I knew that this time I have to get at least a 7. So I practiced, and that was my main focus when I started training with you guys. So yes, I polished a lot. I polished the structure. I didn't know the structure at all, to be honest. When I earlier wrote, I just wrote like a normal essay I would write anyways. But I knew that IELTS has a structure. That's how they mark it. So I learned the structure. I learned that, like, I like to plan ahead. So I like you advised, like at least take 5 minutes for planning. I did that. I wrote different words for the main points, like people, children, that kind of question came, cities, um, countryside. So I wrote different variations of that um, in my planning. I wrote the structure in my planning. I wrote how many minutes would I give to that. So that really helped me, because that kept me focused on while I was writing. Because when you start writing, everything gets lost. You can write all your 30 minutes, just the introduction as well, when you start polishing it and writing, but you know that in that 35 minutes you have to finish your essay.
Very true.
So planning is something that I would really like want people, anybody who's taking advice, to really follow that. Give good amount, maybe even 6 minutes if you want, to planning. Because if you know the words, you're not going to sit and struggle, okay, what's another word for people, what's another word for children. If you have it written there, you can just pick and choose. And even while like once you've written down, if you see that, okay, I've written this word so many times, let me see what's the synonym of that from my rough sheet, you can easily change it. So that really helps in timing, and even in like the kind of words you're using in your writing.
So what is your future plan now?
uh, in few months I am applying for my Canadian permanent residency, because it's quite easier over there to have a permanent residency because of express entry, I would say. And yeah, that's my future plan. Currently I am on temporary residency here, so I have few months here for my job and everything. And it depends on job as well. If I here get a good job in my field, then I can stay here as well. So it all depends where I get my field of work, and I would definitely move there.
All the options are open for you.
Yes.
Steffi, that was a wonderful interview. Thank you so much for your plans. God bless you.